Holy shit.
We're
95
live.
likes are...
Well, we 1 second in, we already got our first swear.
My bad.
Hey, no, it's all right. Anything goes on YoAnty Live, especially when you get one. Like, we have last time we did one, it's been a while. But hey, guys,
Probably been a year.
we're here. It's maybe been close to a year. I'm gonna have to go back and really check. I did a few little live things during the summer. Little shortened ones, but good old-fashioned vintage YoAnty Live sneaker chat is back by popular demand. People in the comments are excited, so we're going to talk some Jordan retros and the remastered, and we got to talk sevens. Nate busted out all his sevens. Hold on, let me just look at that right there. Sevens, man. Sevens, man. Anyone's going to join in about 10 minutes. So let's introduce the panel. It's been so long. Right up here, we've got Jason Donner. Normally he's in black and white. He's in color today. Live in color. Jason, what's good, man?
Just, trying something new for 2015, I guess.
I love it. Why not?
Yeah, but hey, man, it feels good to be back on here. It's like we kind of made it a habit every single weekend, so it's nice to actually miss it. It's literally like almost to the day, exactly 2 years ago. We started the first ever YoAnty Live chats, and it was me. T. Blake started it, and then Indeed hopped in, and Optimus was in, and even Henry King of Kicks was in there. That was the first ever day. We did it so consistently for like a year and a half. Like, we never missed a Saturday. Then finally we were just kind of like burnt out. We're like, stuff popped up, stuff couldn't happen. Yeah. So it's something that it will never truly ever go away. Like, even like this, we're like, oh hey, we got to get a live chat going. So maybe we'll do one. Try to do it once a month, but it's something that it will never go away. The man, the myth, the legend, Nate. It's the year of the 7. Welcome.
Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. And you know what else is weird? This is like some Illuminati conspiracy. We need to start throwing up the Hove sign or something. So check this out. A year ago to the day, I made my last YouTube video.
Wow.
It was Hess Kicks blessing me with a pair of 7s. And I did the funny Elmer Fudd intro music to it. After that video, I made it a point, a New Year's resolution point, where I had to step away from being so involved in this because I don't think it was healthy for my wallet, nor was it healthy for what I thought I loved. Like, I still love shoes, but it led to impulse buys, and I was getting too involved in stuff. I had to see if I could do it and had the willpower. So I made that goal January 1st, right? But then I can't disrespect the man, the Hess Kicks, right? I can't do that. So last year to the day was my last video, and I'm back.
Nice.
The 7s will always bring you back, man.
7s are always back, and I cannot wait till we talk about the new Jordans coming out this year, because, man, I'm going to go balls deep with the first Nate Rain of the year.
Yes!
But
yes.
Before you move on to the homie T. Blake and the others, I got to give another huge thanks, because Champ Sports, okay, they didn't know that I made this New Year's resolution, okay? When they reached out and they're wanting to lace me up and treat me as a good person, I felt terrible because I made that resolution. I was going to stick to my guns. I had to stay away. But Champ Sports, being Champ Sports, I think they already knew I was just taking a break, and I'm still doing the damn thing. I'm not going anywhere. So Champ Sports, they've still laced me up. New videos are coming, but from Tim's to LeBron's.
All right.
I just want to thank Champs from the bottom of my heart, and soon the thank you message will be more pronounced on my own channel. But thanks for having me again. It's good to be back.
A montage video back to back to back of just opening every single one.
It's going to be Champs Month for the next quarter.
That's really cool of them to just they support you. There wasn't too much of an agenda where they're like, well, if you're not going to promote it, you don't get any shoes. They know who you are. They know that you love sneakers.
And that's what I want to get across, because when I got the first LeBron 12s, they were the Summit Lake Hornets. I think that was the first seeding that everyone was getting when the seeding program started, when Champs started this seed program with the YouTubers. And, you know, I thought that was going to be it. I was like, man, they're going to be so disappointed. But as a test, just to see how good of a company Champs was with this, I didn't take an Instagram photo. I didn't post anything on Twitter. No social media. And they continue to do it. So, Champs, dude, you're the shit. You're the shit. All right, move along. Sorry, that was a fucking long intro.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. And hey, T. Blake, what's good, brother?
Not much, man. Hanging out.
Same old, same old?
Yeah. No, I'm glad we finally got this together. I know a couple of weeks ago I started bugging you about it, so it's good to finally have it on a Saturday. It feels right.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I mean. It's just like everything came together. You know what I mean? And you know, it's like as long as everyone's schedules align, I'm always down to do this as much as possible. So let's get into the first topic. I just want to talk about the Jordan Retros. It's, you know, the beginning of the year. They're starting to hit fast too. Like in my own head, I'm like thinking like, oh, like all those ones we've already seen, they're gonna drop throughout the year, but they're coming fast. You know, we got the French Blue 7s coming. We just have the Columbias, the Oreos are coming. Like they're gonna start hitting fast and hard. And I think eventually people will forget about the term remastered because it's how the retros are now. That is the Jordan Retro, slightly updated. They used new molds, supposedly, you know, better leathers. So I just want to talk about the state of Jordan Retros in 2015. I'm going to start with Jason, then T. Blake, and then let Nate do his thing. But Jason, your thoughts on Jordan Retros and the whole remastered series? Are you all in, or do you think it's kind of a gimmick, or, you know, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's a little too early for me to even really tell because the only ones I've even seen so far are the Columbia 4s or Legend Blue, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, I feel like it's going to be more of a disappointment if they do this and they turn out to all be really nice, and then it's like, well, what do they do after? Like, are they going to go back to making shittier versions and lower the price, or is this going to be something that's going to stay? The only other thing I was thinking of was, like, there's a few guys who have got their pairs in, and they've already, like, pointed out some of the flaws and, you know, what they missed on. So I want to see more of if they're going to pick it up, if there's anything they'll change to make it even better, or, I mean, if it leads to something else. But I just, I guess I'm just really just curious to see how it goes.
T. Blake, I mean, you've had them in hand. You've reviewed them pretty thoroughly. Your thoughts on just the whole remastered, you know, even the word. Like, do you consider that, like, a big step for them, or is it just kind of a gimmick?
To me, it seems like a rebranding thing for them. Obviously, with, you know, a lot of people were complaining about quality issues with Jordan Brand releases, and it was pretty consistent across the board. And, you know, clearly Jordan Brand heard those complaints, and the remastered series, even the word is to kind of say, hey, look, you know, in the most polite way ever, acknowledging that they made a mistake, which is rare for a big company to do, and then kind of unveil things with more attention to detail. That being said, you know, I can only speak to the two pairs I've had so far, which is the French Blue and the Columbia Jordan 4. Both pairs I had no factory errors. It's not saying anything, but they're all using a tumbled leather, which is a step up, but it's not any different than the tumbled leather that we saw on older Jordan releases. For instance, the Legend Blue or Columbia Jordan 4, the tumbled leather, I think, is the same quality that was on the Playoff Jordan 12 from a while ago. It was a little bit better than what was on the Laneys, which was a little waxy, if people remember that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Nike and Jordan Brand picked a perfect time to reintroduce them, being the 30th year anniversary of Jordan Brand. And unfortunately for the consumer, it means an extra $5 or $10 on every single release. And my whole point going way back, I remember when these first got announced, Complex was trying to get opinions from people. And they got a lot of opinions from people that were seeded from Jordan Brand that were, like, super excited that they're getting remastered. But for me personally, I felt that for the price you were paying, they should have already been held to that standard. So I think the ultimate win for this would have been to keep the price the same and upgrade the materials, or upgrade at least the attention Jordan Brand's giving it to it. But I guess we can't, you know, have everything. So it's certainly a good thing. But again, the extra $10, especially in a state where you're paying tax, a higher tax, 7 or 8%. I think we're going to see more and more of these remastered Jordans either sitting potentially or not really having resale value. As I think we've seen with the Columbia 4s, at least, I think their resale value took a hit because of the upgraded price, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I was able to. I had to get a pair for a friend, and I got them for retail plus shipping, like easy. Like I bet there are people who are losing money, honestly, on them. If they're trying to resell, they're probably losing money. The resale value on Jordan GRs, there is none because of the price hike. You know what I mean? If you're gonna make any money, you got to sell it for like $275. And another question I want to, maybe we can answer it later too, is because a lot of people complained about quality. I was never too big on complaining about quality because I wasn't really buying Jordan Retros for like a high-end or quality to begin with. I was buying it for the nostalgia. So I'm kind of in a boat where I wish they would have. I don't want to pay anymore. You know what I mean? 190 is crazy for Jordan Retro. For a shoe that truly, let's be honest, that should be a 140 price shoe. You know what I mean? Like some of these other retros of, like the AirTech Challenge 2s and stuff, it should be grouped with those. However, with the demand and the hype, obviously it's going to go up. I would have rathered a lesser quality for a cheaper price. I want a better price. And I remember when, I think it was Soul Collector wrote the article where they basically, Jordan Brand talked to all the retailers, Champs, Finish Line, Foot Locker, and was like, we'll increase the quality, but the price is going to go up. Like, are you guys okay with that? And they were like, yeah, we think that's totally fine. And of course it is. The shoes are going to sell regardless. With some of the newer colorways, we'll see. Those have true potential to sit. If the colorway is just real average, maybe they'll make those a little less produced so they can, move them all. Like what's the one? The red pair, Bulls over Broadway. Yeah. Is that these crazy nicknames now? So there's a lot of gimmicks. There's a lot of gimmicks right now. I'll buy the ones that I want, and I'll pay the price. Like Bordeaux 7s, yeah, I'll grab those for $190. But I'm way less likely to casually buy or spontaneously buy a Jordan Retro because that price tag's too high.
Right.
Last year,
I agree with you. I think it's also a cool opportunity for the consumer and even the guys that are watching this video. When these remastered Jordans do come out, the only ones I'm going to be purchasing are ones if getting them at retail is going to be less expensive than getting the older pair on somewhere like eBay. So I think it provides a good opportunity for you to get, some of the guys that are, if you miss out on one of the retro releases, go back in time, go to the older launches, pick up one of those. So I think it's kind of a cool opportunity with that. But I agree with you. There's going to be certain ones that are remastered that I'm going to pick up because, to be frank, I can't justify resale for something like the Bordeaux 7, something that's going to run me maybe $300. So I'm excited to have that come back. But other ones, not so much.
Yep. Nate, got to hear your thoughts on, because I remember when they first announced it. Real quick, let's introduce Eddie, then we're going to get to Nate, and then we'll get to Eddie. Eddie Wynn in the building. He's all bundled up. Where did he come from, dude? Where were you?
Dude, I literally just came in. I was.
Yeah, you're probably on what? You were getting like a cheeseburger or something, right?
Don't say the bar, Eddie. You're killing me.
Had a photo shoot with Calvin Klein.
Oh, Justin Bieber style?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Eddie Wynn in the building. Welcome. We're just talking some Jordan remastered, our thoughts. So we're going to get to Nate and then want to get to you.
Nice.
So, Nate, I remember when they first announced what's going to be happening, I remember some of your tweets and your Instagrams. You're like, fingers, man, we're going to have fingers. Yeah, just everything. I just go. I want to hear it all.
All right, I'm gonna fucking go, man.
I love it.
All right, so peep this. All right, and this is gonna be a shout out to Seinfeld because Seinfeld nailed it. Okay, like what's with Raisin Bran? They're always talking about the scoops. Why do we need more scoops? They're talking about this. Is it gonna be nothing but raisins? Where's the flakes gonna sit? And then he talks about the new Windex, the new Mr. Clean. How anytime they come out with a new, the next best Windex, like. That's how I look at this remastering hype title that JB is now giving their shoe line for this year. And I was just waiting on it because if you as a company are going to say remaster or another word that essentially means your product is going to be as good as it was, or as it was, then you got to stand behind it. And you got to expect that if you miss it, the flack is going to come. So let me just paint a pretty picture for you. You guys are all waiting on these Legend Blue, Columbia Blue, whatever you want to call them, 4s, and you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And you finally get it, and you get it out of the box, and you look at the tongue, and there's mesh, there's netting on the tongue, and there's netting on the side, and yeah, it looks like it. It looks like the Columbia 4, but what's up with the side wing? It's not leather, it's plastic. What if that would happen? Okay, so next week, it was supposed to be the first Saturday of the remastered series that I was going to be all in on. Like, I couldn't wait. I can't wait to see this shoe. And I keep seeing pictures, months in advance. And I'm thinking, surely this is not the remastered French Blue 7. Surely it's not. This has got to be an unauthentic, or this has got to be maybe a dumbed-down sample version. They couldn't have missed this. How can they miss this? They didn't miss it on the Legend 4s, or the Columbia 4s. How are you going to miss it on this one? And a lot of people might not know that. They missed it hard on this shoe. And to others that noticed it, they might be like, no big deal. But I'm a purist. I love 7s. I have damn near every 7 colorway released, minus some girl releases and some unattainable Ben and Miro joints. T. Blake, I'm jealous. So this is what I mean. Okay, French Blue 7. This is from Corgi Shoe. This is a 2002 model that is dead stock. Okay, and it's gorgeous, and it looks just like the remastered version, right? But this 7 is the only 7, period, from the J2Ks, from the Bens, the Miros, any GS size, any women's size, whatever you want to call it. This is the only 7 with a leather tongue. You see how that is not neoprene?
That's leather?
This is leather, and it is tumbled leather, and it goes all the way up to where it meets the top of the tongue. It is all leather. And literally, I took the laces out, and I tried my best to get a good picture on Instagram this morning. And literally, that leather part wraps all around the top of your foot, okay, all around it. The only part in this shoe that is neoprene material of the booty is the upper collar. That is it. Everything else is leather. And that makes this shoe unique to me. And so that's why I've kind of made the correlation with the Legend Blue 4s, the Columbia 4s. They hit the material placement, and they used the same as its counterpart. So they come out with a remastered of this, and it's not remastered. It's not remastered. It's dumbed down. It's corner cut. It's whatever you want to call it. To a purist, that's how I feel. Okay, on this shoe. And so it leads me to think, what else are they going to come out with that is going to be dumbed down? And why are you going to use this campaign with such a strong word as remastered and miss that? And I don't understand why. Like, if it's 190, why is this part, which isn't that big of a deal to just do it right, that's major to me. And so if you as a company are going to promote something as big as this campaign, it saddens me a bit, because I'm a lover of 7s. I'm a lover of shoes, and I don't want to see this happen again on another shoe. Like, I've seen these Marvin the Martians and the Oreos and so forth, and I mean, they look good. They look good, but they missed it. On this shoe, they missed it next week, and it saddens me, and I'm not going after them. I can't go after them. And T. Blake nailed it. With the price point, I need another pair of Cardinal 7s, okay? I need another pair, because I beat the hell out of my Cardinal 7s. And I'm hoping they remaster those, because when they do that, the 2010 pair and the 2006 pair is going to be more budget-worthy for me to go after those pairs than getting $190 plus tax plus possibly shipping on a remastered Cardinal 7. I mean, let's be honest. You guys all know about the Cardinal 7. You can get those for way below box price.
Yeah.
So it's just, if you're a company, don't use such a high wording for a campaign if you're going to miss it. Like, that's just...
Right, and I don't want to talk too much again, but I think, as we've seen before, remaster or not, Jordan prices continue to go up. Nike has a little factories that they use to outsource their work, and they don't change factories. They don't. It's a huge process, especially after Nike came after the early or the late '90s when they're having all those labor laws and everything. Their factories are the same. They're registered. You can look them up online. It's public access. So for them to say, they've changed production process, they really haven't. When you guys talk about the mold, that's assuming what they're calling a last of the sneaker. So changing the last of a sneaker is just it's like the template you build the sneaker around. So changing that is not going to change the quality. It's what you put around it. You know what I mean? The last could look like a loop-de-loop or something. It doesn't matter. It's what you put around it. So I think, yeah, they're using tumbled leather, but the factories all have, materials and lists of things you have access to. It's the same thing. And I know for a fact, having worked with Saucony and New Balance and Converse, when they're looking for a canvas or looking for a leather, all these factories are in the business of driving the lowest price possible, so they all offer the same or comparable materials at the same price point. So Jordan Brand's really not going to be using anything special or going above and beyond because they're set with what these retailers and these people that manufacture for them have. So like I said, going back to comparing the Jordan 4 leather to the playoff Jordan 12 leather, I really think they're not using remastered materials. They might just be digging up some materials that a couple years ago they saved for special launches that now are on every single launch, but we're still taking that price point adjustment. So you know what I mean? So that Jordan 12 was $160 retail using the same materials. Now we're just paying an extra $30 for the same thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Eddie, your thoughts on the remastered series?
I mean, I can't really get as in-depth as Nate and T. Blake just did, but from a consumer standpoint, it all has just gone in one ear and out the other for me. I haven't bit at all. Like, even seeing what's coming, the Oreo 4s look great. Aside from that, I'm really not interested in anything. Like those Liberty 10s, no good. Chicago 10s. I mean, why would I buy? I have the other pair from 2010, and that leather was bad. I'm just getting over the fact that the quality is just going to be awful from Jordans. So by them saying that it's going to be noticeably better, it hasn't really seemed like that, because the 4s that just dropped, that leather looks pretty similar to like the Laney 5s as far as like the tumble goes. It looks just like that bright white. It just doesn't really matter to me as much anymore, and especially with all the other shoes you can get now, you can get better leather for way cheaper of a price from a different brand. So if that was really that important to me, I would look outside it. But I still like retros a lot. Like there's stuff always pops up. There's going to be different shoes that pop up. But one thing that does bug me though is the price of the ones. The Jordan 1s have been crazy. So those like laser ones, they're going to be like $185, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no shot that I'm going to buy those.
And there's no like tech in ones either. Like ones should stay at that lower price point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 85. They were 85.
Yeah. And also too, to stick with that is when the Fragment ones released, they were like, this is the first shoe that's remastered. I gotta use quotes on remastered now, because come on.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I didn't hold those in hand, but based on pictures and photos and anything that I saw, it looks just like the other ones. I didn't notice anything different. In a lot of my ones, like my Shadow ones, the leather on my Shadow ones are like I love them. They're super soft, super buttery. So, T. Blake, have you had the Fragment ones in hand?
Yeah.
And is there a difference?
The main difference is the toe box construction, which makes me think that, again, going back to what I talked about with the last of the sneaker, I think they changed it because it's a little bit wider on the toe box, and the perforations, the holes on the toe box are a little bit different, a little bit more meticulously cut. But with that sneaker, again, it's not so much remastered as it is like a special projects release. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Jordan Brand's treating some of these remastered sneakers more as if they were a special projects release. But still, there's a notable difference between everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's never gonna be like bin quality leather. Like, the tumble leather on this Jordan is not the same tumble leather that's on the Jordan 7 French Blue. It's not.
That's such a disappointment, man. What was retail for that shoe? Was it like 160 or 170?
It was like hold on, let me see actually. I think I have the receipt in here.
It was under 200. I know that.
I think it was 180. Nah, I don't have the receipt.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I did pay 180. I wish I did, but
yeah, those are obviously really limited. But I wish that was the quality that we were gonna get. You know?
So a quick shout out to everyone in the comments. Some classic people. We got Asian Joe, We Are the Trend, Mr. Paraguay 12, D-Mac Kicks, a bunch of classic Dr. Sneakers, your boy QC. Everyone in the comments, shout out to you guys. JKE5149. And Asian Joe had a good question. I want to get to that because it kind of goes with what we're talking about. He says, will oversaturation of Jordan Retros finally occur this year and start to turn more people off of it? Because I feel like we've been waiting for that the last couple of years, and for people to get into other brands and other sneakers. And I think last year was officially the year of the collab. Would you kind of agree? Where there was so many collabs that collabs all of a sudden aren't cool anymore because everything is a collab. You know what I mean? Whereas the years previous, you didn't see collabs as much. I mean, so I don't know. I think that's a good question from Joe. What do you think, Jason, as far as, are Jordan Retros finally going to be played out? Or do you think that they're so popular, there's always going to be that just solid core that will never be able to see the light, if you will, and realize there's some other great companies and brands and sneakers out there?
I mean, I think as far as the peak goes, I don't know if there's ever going to be a limit, because I don't think compared to even a year ago now it's as popular. I feel like there was more and more people coming into it, but saying that more and more people are coming into it, when you were first looking at shoes or getting into it, I think it's just by nature you kind of go towards the Jordans, the LeBrons, the KDs. So as long as people are still getting into shoes, I feel like those are going to be the ones that they're going to go to at first. So as far as it getting played out, died out, as long as more people and younger kids are getting into it, I can't see it ever really going down. Jordan brand, that is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You agree with what he said?
Yeah, but so wait, was Joe saying that he thinks that collabs are played out, kind of?
No, he didn't say anything about collabs, but I personally think that last year we saw so many collabs that collabs didn't seem special anymore. You know what I mean? Just like Jordan Retros were special because we used to not get a lot. Right. Now you have so many Jordan Retro colorways, it's oh shit, 14 Jordan Retros released in the last 2 weeks. Right. It's just not as important. And with the collabs, I saw so many last year that you're kind of oh, what collab is that? What collab is this? You know what I mean? I feel like everything's getting to a point where it's getting oversaturated.
Yeah, well, think about that point when you first got into retros and you started to have a little bit of money of your own, how you kind of just went nuts. You got one, it was a good feeling. You're oh, I'm getting the next one. I'm definitely getting the next one. And they got you for 5. And then you identify which retro you like the best. And then you are just going to, all of a sudden you like 3. So you're going to get every 3 that comes out. And all of a sudden you're a dozen deep in Jordan Retros, There's always going to be a new crop of people that are going to do that. And it's easier for them to accomplish that now since there's so many more drops. But once you've got as many as you want to have, it's easier to get out. It's probably just as easy to get out as it is to get into it now, because I passed on the BHM ones today. Those 4s I passed on, and then you get it on a roll, and you just really can be a lot more selective. The Oreo 4s are definitely a cop, but after that, I don't really see too many more that I'm going to get, unless there's are the Chicago ones releasing?
Yeah, they're releasing May 30th, and I'm definitely buying those again.
Yeah, all right.
They can charge $200.
What was that? The Chicago ones are releasing again?
Yeah, they're releasing, although they're finally releasing the way they should have when they released in January.
With Nike Air, right?
Yeah.
When's the release date?
May 30th.
And what's that retail price going to be? $150?
60.
160. Jesus.
I have a feeling that the packaging for that one is going to be the same packaging as the 1985 release, but I can't confirm it. But I have a feeling it's going to be like that.
That'll be awesome.
And that's what made some of the ones so good. The Nike OG High ones so good is we were getting them at a 140 price point. The materials were good, colorways were classic. You were getting Nike Air, so obviously those are getting bumped up. But Nate, what do you think about the Jordan Retros finally being overplayed? And real quick too, because we always talk about like, oh, those are gonna sit, and even when things do sit, they don't sit for long. You know what I mean? When people are like, oh, they're sitting, and then like 2 weeks later, I'll go to the mall, and somehow they just vanish. You know what I mean? Like even when a shoe sits, it eventually does sell out. Yeah,
right. I don't think we're to the point where, as the market, it's going to be oversaturated and they're going to all sit. I'm sure we'll still have a colorway here and there that's going to sit, and it's probably going to sit because it's just made in too much quantity. But I don't think we're to that point now where people are over Jordans. We're not to that point.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll be to the point in a long time. I mean, this company's been going hard for 30 years. I mean, I remember reading the numbers in 2013 at the close of the 2012 market, and Jordan Brand had like a 58 to 60% stake in the entire basketball shoe industry. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, I read another thing where Jordan Brand itself had like 1.3 billion revenue in 1 year. That's crazy. But Jordan Brand's going to stay. What we should be asking is, instead of Jordan Brand losing its hype or its market share, is will Reebok, will Under Armour, will these other smaller companies still be around in, let's say, 5 or 10 years? Because that's the better question. Because in 2012, Under Armour had 1.5% of a market share in basketball shoes, and it's going to be interesting to see what it is come 2016. Because now with the signing, they got some good talent to maybe push that brand. But that should be the more scarier. When a brand has 58% and then Nike second with like 40-some%, and the other markets are like 2 to 3%. Like Jordan Brand and Nike, they're sitting back smoking cigars, dude. They don't. It's all good, dude. It's all good.
It's interesting because all those things are true. I recently I was helping Morgan Stanley do a report for Foot Locker specifically with their SKUs for basketball, and it's interesting because Nike, for the first time in a while, Nike started feeling a little bit of pressure from Under Armour because they were gaining market share, like you said, Nate. And because of that, Nike basically pushed 100%. They wanted to put 100% in every single category they had. And this was right around the time I was working at Nike Brand Experience Store, and I remember, listening to the presentation about that. So they are going 100% for women's running, 100% for women's fashion, 100% into Jordan Brand, to sportswear, to basketball. And they pumped out a lot of models, which is great because, like you said, Nike can always move them. They have their wholesalers and they have their own site that moves them. The problem is, and why I was looking at Foot Locker, is the retailers that are getting dumped with all this shit, 100% in all those categories for them is not good. The Jordan Retro a week is great because they can sell it every week, but like the Jordan Instigator, all these high-end, the high-end lifestyle Jordan Brand shoes that are just flopping. All the multiple colorways of Nike basketball every single week that they can't handle the demand on because the price keeps coming up. You know what I mean? Like, who would have thought, and looking at last year with the What the sneakers, that the What the Kobe would sit? You know what I mean? Even though it wasn't that cool of a colorway, the $275 price point is scaring away even the most hardcore consumer that would be shelling it out. So I think Nike's going to be pulling back a little bit, and it's going to be interesting to see if that affects their Jordan Brand account as well.
But on the flip side of the coin, how I see it, and you're spot on. I'm not negating that. But looking on the other side of the fence, let's correlate it to local business. A Walmart first pops up in your town in 1995, let's say, and it's going to shut down mom and pops. It's going to shut down small bakeries. It's going to shut down small consumer good sellers. Okay, let's just put it that way, because Walmart is a juggernaut. Okay, when these smaller market shareholders like Under Armour. I want to see other companies succeed. Believe that. I'm all about a free market. I am American. I mean, fuck yeah. But it's going to be very difficult for an Under Armour, for a Li-Ning, even for a Reebok, for an Adidas to get such a market share where they can go out of the box and try new things. And that's what I think Jordan Brand and Nike are able to do, since they have such a high market share, like unbelievable market share. Yeah. Like over 85% of basketball kicks, they're either Nike or Jordan. And that's crazy to me. So what they can do, they can go out of the box. They can make a Jordan shine and charge buku dollars and let it sit. No fucks given. They're still smoking cigars. It don't matter. So it's going to take, and this is just marketing 101. I mean, if you went into one class of business in high school, I mean, you know that as an upstart company or a company with small market share, you need something fresh, you need something hot, you need something that's going to open up like the doors. Like Under Armour is going to need to create some crazy ass tech, or I mean, you see it with Adidas in a sense. Adidas is doing the damn thing, but they're still minuscule in size compared to the juggernaut, the Walmarts that is Jordan and Nike.
Yeah, and that kind of gets to the point of brand signing musicians to their line. Like Rihanna just signed with Puma. Kendrick Lamar signed with Reebok. You know, I think that's a pretty good tactic, if you ask me, to try to gain, you know, more buzz around the brand. These musicians are becoming, you know, influencers. It's not only dependent on athletes anymore. I think that's kind of a smart move. Whether it will work or not, I'm not sure, but you are seeing that a lot more. The musical artists getting involved in the sneaker world.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's also important just to categorize. I mean, the people that watch our videos and the people that we are, and the consumer that we are, we're the minority, you know what I mean? So even though Under Armour hasn't made that sneaker that's cool to us yet, or Adidas hasn't, you know, they still have a market share. And going back to Nate's point, one of the dangers Nike runs of going 100% in every single category is they spread themselves a little too thin. And it's possible, even with a company as big as Nike, too. And there's a model in marketing, and it runs on a curve like this, a 45-degree angle. And plotted along it on the axes is your market share and then your marketing dollars. And basically what it says is if a company is to sustain outspending or over-allocating marketing dollars, say, towards the basketball line, so if Under Armour really just punches home for the next 3 years, they'll see a positive gain on market share. While if Nike's sitting pretty at that percent, says, you know, we're doing everything, this is our maximum output, and they don't allocate more attention, they'll lose the market share to them. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it makes it so it's more likely to happen when they're trying to go 100% in every single category. But right now, Nike's killing it, so it's hard to say what's going to happen.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm getting all weird. This is what happens when you graduate school and you have no one to talk to about these things.
I'm digging it, T. Blake. I'm right there with you. I'm digging it.
Checking out some of these comments.
I know.
The boy Wonder wants to know if Eddie Wynn is asleep. Come on, Eddie, wake up.
No, dude, I'm answering someone's comment.
Oh yeah? Or you're tweeting out photos on Instagram, bro.
Oh my
man.
God.
I need to screen share the Eddie Wynn sleep dough pic.
Perfect time for it.
Ever, man.
I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I literally came right in the house. I answered my Google chat, and then I'm here. I'm multitasking.
So I guess I want to ask too. I guess since this is the start of the new year, I always like to, and I think it's a good question to ask yourself and ask everyone is kind of what your goals are for the sneaker year. Like Nate last year, you said, I've got to take a step back, just like we all kind of do. It gets expensive, it gets crazy, you get caught up on it. It runs your life. Think about it. We're on, these social networks almost every single day, looking at sneakers, talking about sneakers, and you get so caught up in it that, and you forget about the even money part of it. You start buying, and you just what money? So. I know for me, and I was talking to Eddie Wynn earlier today, I said, I'm going to try to limit myself to 1 sneaker per month, so 12 gifts
Not
on
happening. Nope. Not happening. Not happening.
He goes, like, yeah, that's a good point, but I'm pretty sure you said the exact same thing to me last year. And I'm like, yeah, no, I did. And I bought like 1 billion sneakers because I got caught up on the, oh, well, it's a steal or it's a deal. I'm on eBay. I find, I just, you get in, I don't know. My intentions are to try to slow down. My intentions are to be, really selective, especially with these Jordan Retros at that 190 price point. Like, I luckily went back and got a bunch for under retail last year because, like, even these Columbia 4s or Legend, once again, Legend Blue, that's getting annoying, isn't it? Legend Blue 4s. It's like,
It
what?
is, man.
The Columbia 4s, those come August, worn once or worn twice, that's going to be well below under retail, just because there's no real market on them. It's just there's no demand on that shoe.
Not if Kanye wears them, then we're all in trouble.
So
blog. Who's gonna start the Kanye blog? Like, Kanye wore this today.
There is one.
You can get every single item, affiliate links for everything, and you'll be a millionaire.
Yo, did you hear what Ivan's doing? Right, you've met Ivan, right?
Yeah, of course.
No, KanyeWears.com. He's already got it.
Yeah.
No way. Did he really get that domain?
Not anything with it, but we were talking about it one day. And yeah.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's easy money.
So did those gray Jordan Futures skyrocket in price when Kanye complimented that cameraman?
No, they're on sale.
They're on sale today.
All right, so maybe that won't hold.
They didn't skyrocket in price, but I did notice a lot of people were a lot more interested in them than they were.
That's just so silly.
Dude, definitely a couple hundred pairs of those moved that day.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If Kanye likes them, then they gotta be cool, right?
Yeah, someone's.
So T. Blake, what do you got coming up 2015? Even just you personally, not even like what your goals are, but I know you're heading to the All-Star game to do some stuff. What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm doing All-Star Weekend. Has some stuff with Adidas going on. Kanye West's new sneakers should be debuted during All-Star Weekend.
Is that an announcement?
You heard it here on YoAnty Live, guys.
The long pause is because it was
the Air Poopy 3.
It was actually supposed to drop around Black Friday, but the reason why I'm hesitating is Kanye is supposed to have that. Once Kanye gets the final sample that he wants, he's supposed to wear it in public, which he still hasn't done yet. And every single day it gets closer to All-Star Weekend is another day where I feel like Adidas isn't going to have it on schedule. But the sneaker should debut. It should debut during the dunk contest, I think. I don't know. I think. But it should,
that'd be so cheesy.
Hold me to it.
What a terrible medium to use, though. The dunk contest is trash.
Fucking amazing and sick, and I'm super excited, but I don't think it's happening.
Wow.
So,
that's hilarious.
So, any more details you can spare as far as aesthetics?
it's a dope sneaker. It doesn't look like Nike or Adidas. I don't know. I was super fortunate when I went to Portland to check it out. I mean, I actually uploaded a. It's funny because I don't know. I can't talk about it. It's a cool sneaker. It's gonna come in a couple different colorways, and it's not like Kanye designing a colorway on a pre-existing Adidas model. He literally took something and transformed it into something entirely new. I can say that the level and grade of materials on it, as well as the attention to detail, are probably going to warrant the price point. But not, how Kanye went on that rant saying everyone's going to get his shoe? Not so much. People might be able to get the shoes colorways he designs. Like, if there was hypothetically a Kanye Stan Smith, that might be available for people to get, but the Kanye West model, which honestly may not be called Yeezy, I know everyone's using that word, but won't be something that everyone can get.
After today, they're going to be called my ex Amber Rose.
Yeah.
Jesus. Sorry.
I forgot he used to date her too. But damn, yeah, that's right. She posted all those thirst photos today.
Dude,
Did you see LeBron followed her today on Twitter?
Yeah.
After the photos? Yeah.
That's so funny.
Man.
Smart guy.
Everyone's making a run at Amber Rose. I don't know if I'd be interested. I'd prefer to watch from afar.
You'd be interested.
No, man. Yeah.
You graduated college. You'd be interested.
Hey, Corinne might be watching, guys. Cut the shit.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think she's watching. It's like 6 a.m. in London.
Eddie Wynn, what's good with you in 2015? You gonna get into lugs or something now?
I'll try. Only if it's a Birdman signature. Lugs were definitely sold. The Birdman lugs were definitely sold at Finish Line at one point. I remember
That's insane.
And seeing those. No, I mean I don't have a clear goal as far as what I want to accomplish. Are you talking about like YouTube pretty much, or just in general?
Yeah, what's going on with you YouTube-wise? You gonna try to do anything different on the channel? You know, you gonna start looking at different brands, or kind of stick with what you've been buying last year too?
As far as sneakers go, I'm definitely gonna stick with what I like right now, which is pretty much any brand. Any model will appeal to me. I don't really have a preference as far as which brand I like to cop. You know, if the shoe is dope, I'm definitely gonna grab it. I want to show as much like fashion and apparel as possible, even though I'm not like as knowledgeable as other people are. But showing it on my channel has definitely been fun, and it's interesting because it switches things up for me. You know, it's not like the same boring content I'm putting out. And it's a better way to grow my channel a little more organically. So I know that people that just like sneakers might be like, well, what the hell is this kid showing me a sweatshirt for in an entire video? But that's all right. I want to find the dude that's down to rock like more high-end sweatshirt, and then pair it with the shoes, and then have my channel be one of his favorites. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much my goal, just to find kind of a new target audience, I guess, that likes apparel just as much as sneakers, and put out some good content, you know?
Yeah. You've been doing a good job at it.
Anthony?
Yeah, he said he had to be right. He said he'd be right back.
Oh, are you hosting this, Jason?
I don't think so.
Jason, what are your goals for 2015?
Wait, were mine whack?
No, yours were good goals. I think
that's good goals.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, go ahead. What are you looking for?
I mean, I don't know so much as far as YouTube goals, but like sticking with the sneakers, I think it's not even by choice, but being that I don't really like the LeBron 12s, and everybody like expects me to like every LeBron that comes out, I've been kind of just like saving money and then picking up shoes that, I mean, not so much on the more expensive side, but shoes that are a little more limited or harder to find, because I'm not spending as much money on every single colorway of the LeBron 11. So definitely being more selective, because I think last year I probably bought the most shoes. Yeah, I definitely bought the most shoes last year than any year before. So definitely slowing down and just being a lot more selective.
Yeah, dude, let me ask you about that real quick. I can't believe that. I mean, it's awesome that you're admitting you don't really like the 12 that much, but that must be huge for you. Like being like one of like the best LeBron channels on YouTube, and then the 12 comes out and it's just kind of a flop, you know? I don't know if it's not a flop, but to you, you know, it's just.
Well, I mean, I think it's a great honestly, the ones that Champs has sent out, like the Dunks, like I'll wear those out and they're really comfortable, but like I don't know, they just don't really do it for me, and I think more people are expecting me to just like spend $200+, get the shoe to show it on YouTube, and I mean, I'm just not gonna do that shit. I mean, I'm just gonna get what I like, and that's why I hope the 13 just blows me away to make up for this year, but at the same time, it's like it's saving me money. I'm getting shoes that I would have never got in the past because I was spending more money on LeBron. So it has its ups and downs, but I'm not mad about it.
Gotcha.
Nate, what do you got planned for the new year?
Who knows, man? I'm a goofball. You know me. It depends. I have no idea. I have no idea yet.
Do you have any must cop sneakers yet?
No, and I'm glad. And that's what happens when you take a year off, man. I'm telling you right now, that was the best thing I've done in a long time. I mean, yeah, I purchased some shoes last year. I'm not saying I went totally cold turkey.
Right.
But, you know, not doing the picking up 2 to 3 a week, like, that changes your perspective on shoes drastically. Like I said earlier in my rant, like those French Blue 7s was going to be it. I was all in on those until I saw that they missed it, that they totally skimped out on the tongue, and it's still a nice looking shoe, but I can't do it now. I can't spend $1.90 plus tax plus possible shipping on that shoe. If I wanted to double up, you know what I'll do? I'll call up Corgi. I'll be like, yo, Corgi, break out a size 9. He's like, yo, I don't know my inventory. I'll be like, yeah, you do. You know your inventory. And hopefully he would pull out a size 9 for me. But that's what I would do, because wearing an all neoprene French 7, I'm going to look down and be like, man, what the hell? I got gypped. And I don't want to feel like that when I'm wearing some fresh 7s. Sorry about you. So about the only thing I can look forward to and that I have planned this year are buying 7s and whatever else strikes my fancy, but the 7s are not going to be quarter cut. They're not going to be dumbed down, and I'm not going to get sucked into this remastered hype, period.
So here's the real question. Would you buy a remastered... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Would you buy a new colorway, for instance, if you liked it? Like, I know they have the Marvin the Martian 7, if you will.
Yeah.
But would you buy a new colorway if you liked it of a Jordan 7, or are you going to stick to only, like, the OG stuff?
Oh, of course. Of course. I'm hoping to see some fire new colorways. I mean, to be honest, out of all these 7s, the non-OG colorways are some of my favorites. Like the Year of the Rabbit, the Ceramics, the J2Ks. Those are crack. Those things are crazy. The GMP 7, are you out of your mind? That thing looks clean as hell. The Chambrays, the Flints, I can go on and on. The Citruses, yada yada. So
yeah, what are the original ones? The Bordeaux is one of the originals.
Bordeaux, Hares, Cardinals, and Raptors. I'm sorry, Charcoals. Don't ever say Raptors. Charcoals. Those are the 4 original colorways.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about the Bordeaux.
And the Olympics, of course.
So if the Bordeaux come back remastered, the Bordeaux when they released in 2011 or 12, whenever that was, they were nice. Oh, 2010.
Yeah, and they are nice. The thing is, if they remaster this, don't give me that gray midsole and call it remastered. Give me an all-black midsole and then stick that remastered hype on there.
I see the midsole. That I didn't.
Yeah, the midsole on the retro is gray. On the original, it's all black, which is nice. And I think they changed it from a polyurethane to something else. Like I don't know. We need Nightwing. I'm gonna bury myself.
And so kind of what you're getting at too is the fact that they're not looking to go that deep. It seems like, for instance. The French Blue 7, they should have went all in. If you're going to go all in with the remaster.
All in. Right. Use that remaster and go all in. That's what my rant was trying to portray. So I want to see these again. Do I need a double up? No. But if they do it to make it look like the original with an all black, and if they use a polyurethane outsole, which, you know, maybe they should stick to the other. But either way, if they have the settle change to make it look like the OG, then I'm all in. I don't need double ups on all these. I don't. Like, I have double ups on a lot of them already. I mean, if they came out with a ceramic, that shoe is so fire, yeah, I'd buy a double up. But I'm looking for new colorways. I'm hoping to see new colorways that isn't garbage like the Marvin the Martians.
That nickname is absurd.
It's terrible, dude. They should have called it the Galaxy 7s, because that's more so what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's Rasta not in that joint.
And it gets you to... And Jordan Geller, Shazam, he's got some epic rants on Twitter, by the way. Just, you know, and we were chatting briefly about just the overall themes and stuff that they come up with, that it's just kind of like, and I think it works, and that's one of the reasons, because it makes it easier to be like, hey, you get in the Bulls Over Broadway, and you're like, what the fuck is Bulls Over Broadway, you know, or the double nickel, and it just makes it easier.
The thing that I like doing more, and I think we share this, YoAnty, is creating our own fucking nicknames.
Right.
LeBron 10 Elite Mop Boys. We got the LeBron 10 EXT Butternuts. And that's, I don't need to go on the market.
It's so funny because I still refer to them as that, and people don't know.
They're like, what are you talking about? I love the people that get so mad if you don't say the correct nickname either. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't remember all these nicknames. I don't know.
Because I was calling the Kevin Durant Sevens the Kevin Durant Sevens. He's like, the official name is KD, not Kevin Durant.
Jesus.
Come on.
That's like,
Lord.
Come on.
I think we still all call the LeBrons the Mop Boys.
They are. That's what they are.
I still refer to them the Mop Boy.
Right. Like, I remember in one of my videos recently, I called the Toro Bravo 4s, I think the Fire Reds, and people went insane. But I'm like, I'm sorry. There's a lot of nicknames that I've had to store in this brain of mine the last few years that I just, you forget.
So that's what I'm looking forward to this year. That's what it is, YoAnty. I fucking nailed it.
I like it.
Not using the stupid nicknames that the blog spots give these shoes. I'm going to be all in on creating my own nicknames for every shoe and to see how much my social reach is.
It's amazing. It's amazing the way those nicknames snowball too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just like they put it out there and that's it. And actually, I want to talk about this real quick too. The Georgetown 11 lows, which I felt like came out of nowhere. No, or did we know these were coming out like let's say 4 months ago? Had you heard of them, T. Blake?
Those Jordan.
The Georgetown 11 lows.
Oh no! All those photos surfaced at the same time.
Crazy.
All those colorways have kind of been around. I think Michael Jordan's. He's been rocking the low iterations of his mid sneakers for a long time, but it looks like pretty much everything is coming out of the vault. Because I think the Georgetowns had already been made. I think there's photos of him wearing them years ago. Same with the Bred 11 lows, but
with the red inner lining.
Yeah, but I mean, this summer it's going to be almost a Jordan 11 low every 2 weeks. It's going to be crazy.
And another thing too, I thought the Black Friday release would be the Bordeaux 7s because it should go 4, 5, 6, 7. The last few years, and Bordeaux would have been a great colorway. Now I'm curious to think what the Black Friday release will be. A new colorway of the 7, kind of like they did with the Oreo 5.
Dude, I can only imagine. I'm super curious to see what Jordan sneaker will be the year of the GOAT sneaker. I think that's so funny because the GOAT is just such a random ass animal that, I mean.
Right.
I don't know what we're gonna see on the sneaker, but because they haven't done. What was last year? Last year was the year of the snake, right?
Year of the horse. I thought it was the year of the horse.
What did they do for Jordan? They didn't do anything, right? It was the year of the snake, and they did the Jordan 1 pack with the Mellow.
Right.
What was the Jordan retro sneaker? I don't think they did one.
No, I don't think so either.
I can't remember.
Wait, what is the Chinese New Year name this year? Like, what is the animal? It is the goat?
Yeah.
Hey, but what's funny is it's the 30th anniversary too, so it's like greatest of all time, GOAT. Like,
that's actually really funny. I don't think they'll do that, but that'd be sick.
Right.
Good timing. Dragon Jordan. Oh, you know what it was? It was the Jordan 2012.
There was a Jordan. I'm just looking it up right now. Wasn't there a Jordan Mellow 10? I mean, there wasn't an actual Jordan retro, but they had a few
it was the Mellow 10 and the Jordan 1. They were packaged together for Year of the Snake. The Jordan 12. Remember the one with the three booties and the 3 different footbeds, and it came in a shelf like 3 different.
Oh yeah.
That was the Year of the Dragon, and then if you go back another year when they did the hair, they did the Jordan 2011, whatever that silhouette was, and the Jordan 7. But they haven't done a retro for a while.
Yep.
I'd get so hype over that, but Jordan Brand just kind of pisses on what people like.
Right. And how do you guys like that the laser print they're going with on that the 1 and the 4?
Yeah.
So.
Didn't they already do that?
Yeah.
What? Go do the lasering? Yeah.
I don't like the icy sole on Jordan 1s. After wearing my Carmine 1s just once, it looks awful. When that yellows,
I don't like icy outsole on a Jordan 1.
Yeah, it's gonna look really weird when it yellows. They're gonna look like fake shoes.
Right.
And that's what's funny too. I had mentioned it in one of my videos. You know, some of these, like that Jordan 5 Poison Green, I'm like, what is the rhyme or reason behind that? You know, it looks like a fake sneaker you would see on one of those, you know, overseas sites where it's just some random ass colorway. You know, it does get to what we talked about earlier about being overplayed. Like, it's so easy to look past all these sneakers. Anyone was talking about it too. It's become very easy to pass, especially the fact that we've got our black cement 3s, we've got our bread 4s, we've got our infrared 6s, we've got our, you know, Concords and bread 11s and Columbia 11s. Like, we've gotten all the true staples. What's left that's like a true necessary Jordan retro that we haven't been able to get our hands on in the last 7 years? Everything, right?
The Maroon 6s, please.
Maroon 6s never dropped last year, which was kind of amazing because we all thought, one, it was the year of the 6. They dropped about 12 6s, and the Maroon 6s were rumored, and they never came out. You know, and that's when we kind of look, why not just drop it? You know what I mean?
Right. We need an Aqua 8 retro too. That's legit.
Now Aqua 8s need to come out.
Aqua 8s have been the one sneaker it seems like every year is supposed to release, but it hasn't.
Right. You got to think too, the Jordan 11 this year. Like, why not just make an all red 11, kind of like that Pantone one that they released? Why not just go all red?
Yeah, someone was asking.
No all red 11, no all red 7, please, Lord. Please, Lord, no.
You're getting one of them. You got to think, right?
Okay, if you're going to put red on a 7, make it look like a Carmine at least. Make it look like a Carmine 6, but put it on the 7. Because it's got the same paneling, that thing would be dope. Then do that. Not all red. Please, no all red.
And another question, too, Nate, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, is did you see the photos of the Nike Dunk High that is going to be, looks exactly like the Yeezy?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. That's hilarious.
But don't you think that's so weird of Nike to just be like, put no thought or effort into like, let's just go with it? Is that what they do? Like, it's fuck it, put it on, let's go.
Sell. It's going to sell. The marketing team's like, hey, let's do this, and people are like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
It's just so easy. Yeah. It's so easy, but there's zero thought into it. You know, it's just no creativity.
You don't need thought when you know something's hype, though.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. It is. They're gonna do a red Yeezy Foamposite now. It's just nothing is safe. Nothing is safe.
It's predictable. Yes, it's predictable.
You're right. Yep, it is. Like when they retroed, I still think when they retroed the DB3, that's when you knew nothing was safe. Mm-hmm. Like any colorway, any shoe could be re-retroed, could come back out. It's just crazy.
Speaking of Dornbeckers, we have not seen a Dornbecker 7. Year of the 7s.
Gotta be.
Come on, man.
Gotta be, right? T. Blake?
Who else is it going to be, an 11?
Well,
it's got to be a 7. It's got to be.
It's got to be a 7, man.
The only ones that have left are 7 and 11, and then they could obviously go up. But it's interesting because this is going way back to earlier what we were talking about.
Look at you with that bin 7 behind you, man. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me.
Go
ahead. Sorry.
The only sneakers, there's an exception. You remember I was talking about the factory thing? There's an exception to that. Inside Nike Sportswear and Jordan Brand, there's a Nike Special Projects team. And this is part of the, you know how like everything gets leaked early, but the Dornbecker sneakers never seem to get leaked early, maybe 2-3 weeks before? It's because Nike has a team that works on special projects. Like the Mercurial Superfly would be the same thing, you know what I mean? And they do micro batch production, and they keep everything super internal, and that's how it never gets out. And the materials used there would be something where when it comes out of that factory or it comes out of whatever it is, you can justify the higher price point. So the Dornbecker sneakers, they always get kept under wraps, you know? I remember that kid Jimmy said he was going to do the Dornbecker 11. That never happened. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can never predict it.
I know, and that was like everyone believed that rumor when it came out. Like people were like attacking him on Instagram, and he had to like release an official like statement, like, "Guys, I didn't design the Jordan 11." Like, I felt bad for the kid, you know.
It sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it was super believable. He was a patient at the hospital, and he was eligible for the program, but obviously he wasn't the kid that was picked.
Right.
And we got these wild Dornbecker 8s.
Those were wild. I can't believe those haven't restocked at all.
Dude, I can't believe how much they're going for.
That's funny. I'm going to grab some quick questions before we wrap things up here.
Did you read in the comments? Did you read in the comments? Sorry to cut you off. In the comments, the true man, the myth, the legend, IMTMCII, put in there, in response to someone asking if he's going to join us, he said, "No, not tonight, but I hope to be in one sometime this year." And I so can't wait because it's going to be all down at the foot. It's going to be, "What's going on, you sneak fam? Coming at you with another sneak of you."
Yeah,
oh,
right.
man.
You see his collection video, though?
Dude, that collection video had to take him 5 hours just to unbox.
I know.
That was insane. I'm telling you this.
Dude,
the homie Jake and I...
Shouts to TMC.
For sure. The homie Jake and I talked on the phone, and I was like, "Jake, dude, did you see the fucking video by IMTMCII?" And he's like, "Yes!" And I was like, "Dude, why the hell did you not show us any of the sneakers that I wanted to see? I want to see the closet, TMCII. Show me the stuff in the closet." You're like, "Well, we don't need to see these." Yes! That's all I want to see, brother. I want to see those old boxes. Come on, bring them out. Part 2. Let's do it. Sneak peek, bitch.
Nate, speaking of sneak peek, Jumpman Bostic getting a great opportunity.
Killed it, dude. Killed
it.
He did kill
Yes.
That was really, really good. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was hoping he would throw down the evening word at the end of that. It's the only thing I was wanting. Did he? Did I miss it?
No, I don't think he did.
No.
Damn. George Kill would have been like, "Yeah, man. That's all we need. The evening word, Bostic. Damn."
That was good. Yeah.
To the average Jordan collector watching that, people must have seen some stuff that they were like, "What on earth is that?" Like PEs from players that they probably didn't even know were in the NBA.
He had some sick Randy Moss turf PEs that I liked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are sick.
Crazy stuff. I know. And then he had one where where Jordan retroed that model, but Randy Moss wasn't with Jordan Brand anymore. So they took off all his logos.
Yep. And what's funny is some of these watching the Perfect Pair and some of these guys, it's so enjoyable and entertaining to watch because they're sneakers that you probably could never own and things like that. But I don't ever want it to take away from what anyone's collection is.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think some of the best collections, even Nate's collection and my collection, your collection, Jason's, I think a good collection is truly owning sneakers that you just genuinely like for whatever reason. It doesn't even have to be oh, well, I was 12 when I got them. Just if you love a sneaker, I think that's what makes your collection so good. And I think a lot of kids watch some of these videos and think well, if in order to have a good collection, you got to have PEs or limited sneakers. It's not necessary. However, it's kind of undeniable when you're watching those videos and you're like, "Oh shit," Perfect Pair breaks out this craziest shoes you've ever seen. You're like, "What?" It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember watching that Perfect Pair video and I hadn't heard anything about it. I was literally on the Nice Kick site and I was like, "Oh, let me check this out." And watching that part 1, I was so caught off guard. I was blindsided. I was like, this dude is just pulling out heat after heat after heat. I hadn't heard about him ever, and he's just pointing at boxes those are unseens or whatever he was calling them. Can't show you guys those. I'm like, who is this guy? I immediately Googled him and tried to do a little research, obviously, but I haven't seen a collection that's even been close to his. Even though we don't really have the same taste in kicks, I don't rock many LeBrons at all. Just the respect was there for sure. Just he had those blacked out 5s. There were so many gems in there. It was crazy. I haven't felt that way watching a sneaker video in a long time. Being like, what's gonna come next? What's this guy gonna show me? That was nuts.
Yeah.
And the scary thing though is to go along with that, he's one of tons of people out there that you would probably feel the same way too. Kenny Wiener, for instance, KW7120 on Instagram. I ran into a bunch of dudes at sneaker events that just who the fuck are you, man? Because this is crazy. A lot of crazy collectors out there, man.
Yeah, he just got put in the limelight real quick.
Yes, for sure.
Nate, what do you think about the new Miller Lite cans? Bringing back the old school vibe.
I haven't seen them yet. In all honesty, they're not here in Indy.
Oh, really? Yeah, they brought the retro cans back because they thought they were doing too much with all.
Are you talking about the tab that actually pulls totally off? Like
No, it's like literally the original Miller Lite can. That's what they're starting to put out now. It's like the old school white one with like the.
Yeah. I know those ones.
Yeah, that's what they're starting to push now. It was funny. I saw one.
Throwback Miller Lite cans.
Beer.
I'll pull it up. Real quick too. Any Air Mag talk? Does the Air Mags interest anyone?
Yeah.
I'm curious how they're going to release them. Is it going to be eBay auction to Parkinson's again, or?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
There's going to be a lot of people just buying those and just keeping them in their closet. If they can put something towards a good cause with probably the most hyped up sneaker in the last 5 years, then more power to it. There it is.
Oh, sweet.
You see it, Nate?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fine Pilsner.
The retro. Sure. Hey, retro, baby, retro.
Right, it's the remastered Miller Lite.
Remastered.
Yeah.
It's.
It wouldn't surprise me to see that mag release though be only online, just because of what it would do to people waiting for those. I don't know.
Here's my question, because when they released the Air Mags, didn't it say on them like you're not even supposed to really wear them, right?
They're labeled as a prop.
A prop.
Yeah.
I want them to design one that's like, this one's going to be truly wearable, right? Because they're doing the auto lacing system. Like, are they going to make it so it's not going to like fall apart if you put solid use into it, or is it going to be like a movie prop again?
I don't know. Good question. The other question is, if they don't do it as an auction, what would be the true price point? Because I mean, the auctions, I didn't see anything go below $5,000 to $7,000. What would be a true price point? A box price, if you will, on these.
It's got to be above 500.
I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it was 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, do you want to know a fun fact? Because speaking about outrageous retail prices, so Concepts, I was in store there, this was a week ago, and they told me they needed help with their basement sale, so I was helping them organize. And I stumbled upon 3 white boxes of Air Force Ones with a retail price of $2,000 each.
Wow.
What were they?
They were white Croc Air Force Ones.
Oh, Croc. Oh.
Yeah, real crocodile skin, 24 karat gold lace locks, but they were a retail release, fairly limited, but not crazy limited.
So is that the most expensive sneaker Nike's ever released then?
Well, I would say it is, because technically there's another Air Force One that's a brown Croc, and I think it retailed for five grand. But the way it was released, the average consumer couldn't get it. These white Croc ones, I think, were released where if you had the money, you could go in store and buy them. But they had 3 pairs sitting down there with a box price of $2 grand. I'm gonna go back and see if they can let me. To be honest, I don't think they even knew they had them, but I'm gonna see if I can borrow them to do a video on it, because I think that'd be really cool. But I was shocked, man.
Wow.
Definitely.
So, just seeing that number on a Nike box was pretty crazy.
That is insane. That's like, I could see, like, what year was that? Do you know?
Dude, that's the thing. I don't have much information on them because I forgot to look it up. I could probably find it right now.
I could see like 500 or 600 and people being like, wow, that's crazy expensive. But $2 grand? Because it was probably like, what, 04, 05?
Yeah, the Nike Air Force One Lux Anaconda, $2,000.
Wow.
I remember seeing Fat Joe with those brown joints on MTV Cribs.
When he licked them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He licked some of them or whatever.
That's funny. Some of the first sneaker collection videos that I really ever saw was probably MTV Cribs, because they'd go into they'd do the crib stuff and then they get in the sneaker section. But other than that, you never really ever saw like collection sneaker videos. YouTube didn't exist yet. You know what I mean? Because we were watching MTV Cribs back in the early 2000s. YouTube didn't exist. I'm not sure if any of the sneaker blogs ever did any videos like that.
MTV2 had a show. They would, or I don't even know if it was on MTV2. I know MTV2 will show it sometimes, but they would go and actually check out collections. It was There was like 4 or 5 episodes. Fabulous had one. There was.
Was it? Did they do DJ AM?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, and it was like short. I think they were like 15-minute segments, but I mean, that's all it was. It was just the sneakers, and you can find some of the older ones on YouTube.
Yeah, I think the DJ AM one's on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's funny.
2007 they released.
2007?
Handmade in Italy is the 25th anniversary of the Air Force One.
Wow, that was kind of like when the Air Force One hype was over with too.
Yeah, you know the bespoke trend was really on the up, and I think these white Croc ones best resemble a bespoke pair.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, $2,000 is pretty crazy.
Yeah, some of these high-end shoes retail for half that. You know, like there aren't too many even high-end shoes that are over $1,000. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but some of the ones that you would find at like Barney's or Saks or whatever, those are $1,000 or under. So for a Nike shoe to be $2,000, I mean, you got to be a sucker if you bought that shoe. Big time.
Because on eBay you can still buy one for $1,999.
Yeah, he probably bought that in 2007. He still got the post on and just hoping he's dropping the price by 100.
This is interesting. So on eBay, you can actually find. I could buy a size 11.5 of the crocodile. So I got it wrong. The crocodile ones are the brown one. The anaconda ones are the white ones. It's my understanding they're real. So I could buy an 11.5 right now for $649, which seems like a bargain almost.
Right.
Yeah, dude, these things dead stock are selling below retail, so that's pretty interesting.
That's crazy. All right, maybe wrap it up now. We've been live for a little over an hour. What do you guys think? Good first chat back.
First chat back.
Man.
Got some shit off our chest, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What any parting words from anyone? Jason? Jason, actually not. Real quick, just a quick question before everyone goes. I'll ask everyone a quick question. What's your state of your LeBron collection? Are you still searching for anything? And do you have any upcoming LeBron 12s that you really want?
There's like a red colorway that's coming out. It's just gonna be a GR.
It would have been the Miami Heat colorway, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what it resembles. Just going back from like the 8s, the 9s, the standard black. Yeah, but usually that's the first LeBron that drops, like the standard black. But I mean, outside of that, I still don't think we've seen pictures, unless I'm just not thinking right now because I haven't really been paying attention, like the All-Star 12s. But there's always the older LeBrons. There's a few that I've been after, but I mean, for the most part, I really have everything I want. Yep.
T. Blake, Concepts have anything good in the works? They put out some killer. Well, they always do, but even last year, I think the Adidas, the Stan Smiths are kind of sleepers. Those things came out sick.
Yeah, they totally reimagined the Adidas Stan Smith with the sock liner and the cork insole. Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak for Concepts. He just took a picture.
I don't know what's going on there.
Was that?
I don't know.
Eddie, enough with the Instagram photos, man.
You know, I saw tonight they put up an image of the New York City store with like plywood in front of it, and then after I retweeted it, they deleted it. So I don't really know what they're doing, but I'm assuming they have a couple launches left. I think that their Asics Gelite 5 is coming soon. I don't know when. I've seen it all over Instagram, so I'm excited, man. I'm trying to figure out some more opportunities working with brands, I guess. So I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Hold on. Live look at Bear Pig right now. Bear Pig is live in the building. My God.
Yeah.
How's Bear Pig doing?
She's good. She just wanted to get a look at your epic beard. I've been telling you.
Check it out. Nate, I'm glad to see you got a little beard action still going.
Man, last week the shit was out of control, but I hit it with a guard, dude. I had to clean it up, man.
Hey, at least you got something, you know. Bear Pig in all her glory.
Looks so comfortable right now. Like.
Sometimes she looks like an armadillo.
She's fucking hilarious, man. We went to a house party on New Year's, playing some beer pong and stuff, and this one dude walks in with his girl, and the first thing this guy says was, he's walking in, and he's like, "What the?" So I took Bear Pig with me to this house party. Like, she parties down. Like, don't get it twisted. She parties.
That's amazing, man. Bear Pig, let's go. Big party.
She did too. She wore an awesome sweater, and she was killing it. So we go in there. You know, we're out in the garage playing some beer pong, flippy cup, whatever. And this other couple comes in, this dude and this girl. And as soon as he opens the garage, he sees Bear Pig chilling, just literally sprawled out on the floor. And he's like, "Oh, who brought the fucking possum?" And like, and me, I was drinking. Yeah, I've been doing a little drinking. So as a joke, I figured I would act like it pissed me off. So I got in the guy's face, and I was like, "Don't make fun of my fucking dog." And I started going in on the guy, dude. Started going YoAnty on his ass, about talking bad about my dog. And he's like, oh, I didn't know it was your dog, man. I was like, "I'm just fucking with you, man." Everyone started dying laughing.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious, dude.
She's an extremely large possum.
Yeah, I was like, everyone makes fun of her, man. She's got a good self-esteem. She's all good.
That's classic. Love it. Well, Nate, this has been a good one. Mr. All Black, everything over there chilling.
Oh, wait, are we doing sign-offs right now?
Yeah, we're doing sign-offs, man.
And we out of here.
You keep bopping in and out, man.
I know, sorry.
What are you sneaking off to the bar or something?
Shots, dude. Eddie Wynn's shots has been a lot of them taken this chat.
Oh, by the way, how about you playing air guitar last weekend?
Oh my god.
No, I'm sorry, not air guitar. You were playing a real guitar up on stage with an 80s rock band.
And the fact that I didn't get kicked out of that place is shocking.
It would have been Eddie Wynn was trying to FaceTime me while he was on stage. Meanwhile, I was going insane during the Patriots game. So it would have been an epic FaceTime had we connected.
You should have answered that.
I literally was screaming, diving on top of people as it was coming in too. I'm like, I can't even answer this right now. But had I answered it,
I was too amped up after the Patriots game. Right?
Yeah, man. I literally am just getting my voice back now. It's like. And then
you're gonna lose it again coming tomorrow, boy.
I can't even talk to you guys right now. I got 2 indie guys right here, and you got 3 Pats guys. Little rivalry. I had to throw my Pats head on. I had to make a little hat switch.
Dude, you're gonna fight someone on Twitter tomorrow.
I've already fought 9 people tonight. Twitter's getting dangerous for me. I may have to sign off Twitter. I get too into it. Twitter's a dangerous game. T Blake knows.
Yeah.
Internet Trolls 101 on there.
Who is this guy? Who runs this account? Who is this guy?
What? YoAnty's beard?
I'll see him tweet just randomly, and the thing is, he'll tweet at the most perfect timing. YoAnty will text something out, or on Twitter, and then boom, there's YoAnty Beard coming in with a zinger.
My absolute favorite, my favorite thing about it is I don't know who it is. I don't even have any clue who it is, and I like that though. If I knew who it was, I'd be like, oh, I know who it is. I love that I never found out who it is, and they're pretty funny. They're witty. They don't abuse the account either. They just pop in every maybe once a week now. You don't ever really hear from them, but I like that it's still out there.
But it's always perfectly timed. It's always right after you tweet something and they pull a zinger right back in. That's fucking great, man.
It's classic. All right, hey guys. Hopefully we can get another. Hey, another thing too. It's the winter. There's nothing going on in the winter. It's depressing. Everyone's in their houses. No one's out doing anything. So. Hopefully for the next few months we can get a few more of these going.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.